All right, let's get down to business. Beat a 3,300 Rhino 1v1 that made me feel good. Good for you. So this looks like Repel. Yep, Repel. Repel's a B tier. He's going to be like our foundation, I guess. Because I thought he was slightly underrated. But he wasn't like anything ridiculously good. But I thought he was rather consistent for the Outlaws once he kind of like took the starting position away from Raucus. It was hard for him to show his stuff sometimes, but I thought his Bap and Ana were pretty nice. He had a lot of good sleeps. I remember he like slept Genji or not Genji, Super's Genji that one time. And obviously Super's the greatest player ever, so that's a huge accomplishment. This is Bebe, right? Yeah, this is Bebe. Where's Ryu Jae Hong? He played like only a few games. I don't know where he is. I guess he's not on here. Unfortunate, but it's whatever. No worries. So Bebe, probably in the C range. Pretty average. I thought flex support was probably the weakest position on the Spark this year, arguably. Besides maybe like off tank when Rhea and Sasin were kind of like taking turns playing because Rhea had the wrist injury going on and stuff, and Sasin could only really play like a okay Sig and Zarya and whatnot. Super subs Dan's game. So yeah, Bebe was just okay. I'm hoping he does better on the Justice. Next is Violet. Easy S tier. Just kidding, he's D tier. He's the worst player ever. No, just kidding. S tier. Violet, if he's not your best flex support, he's definitely in your top 3. No doubt about it. Absolute legend. The only thing that isn't that amazing is his Ana, and I don't even think his Ana's that bad. Like, he showed that he could flex onto Brig and play that fairly well. His Zen was best in the league. His Bap was arguably best in the league. Everything he played was just insane. His Moira, I mean, pretty alright. But it's Moira. Jonak, Jaehong, Rockies. Funny. Rascal best Bap in season 2, yeah, for sure. Kareev, my boy Kareev. Might actually be the best Overwatch player right now. Yeah, it's definitely up for debate. He's definitely in the conversation. Kareev, I thought was pretty good when he played. He's like a B. I'll put him above Repel, because why not? It was hard for him to really show his stuff fully because he played on Toronto. And Toronto is just, bad. Gamer snacks, yeah. Feels bad, man. Miss that content a lot. But I always thought he had a good Ana this year. He was pretty good on Bap. A little bit underrated, in fact. But that's about it. Not much else to say. Kareev was just alright. I'm hoping for a bounce back year on the charge. Oh, that copy pasta. Here we go. Kareev is, in my opinion, the best flex support in the world and has been since 2017. On Immortals, he was excellent. Oh, God. Well, that's going to be my chat now. Here it comes. Was this Badoshin? Yeah, it's Badoshin, right? And then that's creative. Yeah, this is Badoshin. Mods. So Badoshin. Pretty mediocre this year. I'm gonna say that he's like C+. Or maybe I'll put him below Bebe. He wasn't even that good. Yeah, Soul did do good when Badoshin was out. That's a fact. I thought Badoshin hardcore struggled a lot of this year. Outside of like his Zen, like he just wasn't that good. Like literally, Soul were in such a tough situation. I think it was like during the summer showdown, I want to say. Because Toby was like their best Bap and Brig, but he couldn't play both at the same time, and it just really, really screwed over Badoshin, or the Soul Dynasty because of Badoshin. You just like Kareev because he's hot? Yeah, Badosha was kind of bad this year, in my opinion. Ooh, Shaz. One of the better Gladiators players. I think Big Goose definitely held him back big time. I still thought he was like slightly above average, though. I might even put him above Kareev. Maybe not. I'll put him above Repel, though, at least. He was pretty solid. Just all around good on all the flex support characters. Can't really complain much about Shaz. It's a shame he retired. Or at least he's going to take a break for a while. I'm pretty sure he retired, though. But I've always liked Shaz. Very consistent player. Maybe not as good as previous years, but definitely not your worst option out there. I'll tell you that. Yep. Very 5-head. What are you guys even talking about in chat? I'm so confused. Just move on, lads. You guys have like a mini debate going on. Flex support is such a stacked position. That is a hardcore fact. Next is Gray. Is this Gray? I think so, right? Yeah, that's hip. So Gray. When Gray played, he wasn't that bad at all. I mean, I to be fair, everyone played a lot better on Paris this year, but he was very improved. When he did play before, like, suddenly retiring to do whatever he went to do, I thought he's pretty alright. Fellas be hard stuck than argue in ATP's chat. I don't know if Gray is D. I'm going to put him C. He just kind of fed. I don't think Gray was that bad. What do you think is the most stacked position? Off tank or flex support? Off tank, in my opinion. I think off tank is just stupid with how much competition it has. Rolf exists. This is true. This is Izayaki. Izayaki's probably like a solid A. I liked Izayaki. I feel like his like knowledge and like positioning with the game holds him back from being S tier, but the mechanics are most definitely there. He fragged. He was a fragger on Shanghai this year. His Ana was on point as well. Just a very fun player to watch in general. I feel like he definitely lived up to the potential that Coach Moon originally kind of saw in him back when he played on the Valiant. Or not played, but like back when they signed him in Season 1, I would say, even, when he couldn't play. I am going to put Kodak in not enough playtime. So Kodak, not enough playtime. Double flex support. Played like that one time, I remember. Oh my god, WYA? Oh my god, how is he even on here? Hello? That's funny. But J-Hog's not. That's actually really funny. Kyo. Oh my god, Kyo. Is that Unko? Let me put Unko there as well. Kyo. Crystal MVP Kappa. Kyo is pretty blah. Just like last year. Just existed, I feel like. Kyo like just has this habit of always just existing and doing nothing else. Like, he played an alright Ana, I guess. That's about it. Can't really think of anything else he did well. Maybe like a high D. Maybe like a C-. Put him there for now, I guess. Nothing special, though. Unco Valorant boy, indeed. Ah, yes. The GOAT, Rolf. The ultimate S-tier player. What's up, Jonathan? Glad you can make it out to the stream. But in reality, though, obviously, Rolf's a D. Rolf was not very good. You do know that Ruckus is S tier, right? Ah, yes, of course. The best player. Dog man. Mr. Dustin Bowerman, the retired player doing his own thing now, making his own show. Proud of him. But we got to be a little harsh. Dogman was arguably the biggest weakness on the Atlanta Reign this year. I'm going to say Dogman's a C- at best. I thought he, really regressed compared to how he played the previous year. He was improving steadily, and then he kind of just, fell off this year. Not entirely his fault, but his Ana wasn't as good, his Zen wasn't as good. I feel like he just, overall, generally speaking, was not as good as Season 2. And that's not saying much because he kind of struggled at times during Season 2. He only really picked it up, halfway through the year, you know? So next will be Jonak. Sorry, Jonak fans, but you can't put him S tier this year. Jonak is A, and I'm putting him below Izayaki as well, because I think Jonak was not the best Baptiste in the world. Might be a hot take for some people, but I thought his BAP was not the best. Not horrible, but compared to some of the other top tier flex supports, just not as good. And his style overall, I felt like it kind of hurt the NYXL a lot of the time. His Ana was way better than his Zen this year. Yeah, I agree with that statement. His Ana was really good. But again, I think his BAP and his Moira kind of held him back. Why is there a war going on in chat? I have no idea. I'm just trying to vibe. This is why I need mods. Genuine opinion. Jonak is greater than Izayaki, but not S tier. That's fair. Speaking of A tier flex supports, again, sorry if you think I'm biased, but I'm going to go with a A tier for Lastro, a A-. I thought much like his counterpart Rain, he showed up big time and was a very consistent piece on the Valiant. I don't really think he had any bad heroes. He wasn't top tier on any of said heroes, but he was a big time fragger on Zen. Actually, no, his Zen is arguably top tier. Maybe not top 3, but still good. But his Zen was really good. I thought he played all right that one time he played Brig. I'll be a mod, try hard. His Moira wasn't that bad, but again, it's Moira, whatever. I liked his Ana a lot too. Very, very impactful on Ana. Lots of memorable games from him on that character. His BAP was best in your opinion? Yeah, his BAP was solid. Lastro should be S just for that moment. Would you say Jonak has a higher possible peak than anyone else you're likely to put in A tier? Probably. Because Jonak has already had a really, high peak in his career, you know? You guys are funny. I thought Lastro was main support and Rain was flex support. That's funny. So, next we have Crimzo, who wasn't bad at all. I think Crimzo was probably one of the better C-tier flex support players. One of the better players on Dallas in general, and I'm kind of glad he's getting another chance. He's good. I feel like Crimzo's a good player, but flex support is just a really stacked position. I might even put him above Bebe. I'd have to think about it. Crimzo's really good. For decent flex support standards. Jake flex support better? Ah, yes. I saw he's been flexing on the ladder lately. I might even move him up to B-, to be honest. I'm going to leave him top of C for now. I might put him B-. Crimzo not underrated. I think some people also overrate him, to be honest. He's just one of those players. I'm out. No more wars in chat, please. People love. Later. Dante S tier flex support ? Crimzo best Western flex support in my opinion. Rolf is even worse than D. Oh jeez, that's so harsh. Thought I was harsh with some of my judgments. Oh, we on to Molly. Yo, I thought Molly was a really amazing player. I think some people rate him higher than I do personally. Because, like, I feel like Chengdu maybe held him back a little bit. Like, when he did play, he was, like, keeping pace with some really good players. He's like a B+ or A-, I would say. I wish I had, like, a tier in between. It's alright, though. I'll put Molly A- for right now. Molly greater than Jonak. Yeah, I've seen some people say that. If Lunatic High came back, how well would you think they'd do in contenders? I mean, it depends on who they have. If they're getting the OG roster, probably not that good. Is that Coldest? How much did Coldest play? I'm pretty sure the Spark put him in for a few maps, but that probably isn't enough for me to judge, right? I should probably put Coldest in not enough playtime. Yeah, 0 hours. Yeah, probably not enough playtime then. Yeah, I kind of wish the Spark played Coldest more. 0 seconds? Did he seriously not play at all? I thought he played a map. Could be wrong, I guess. Coldest got robbed. For sure. Very talented. Now that the Spark got more Chinese players, hopefully they bring him in. Let's do Shu next. Shu was fantastic. Now that's a guy I would argue is better than Jonak. I might even put him above Izayaki. Maybe I will. It's close, but Shu kind of is a baller. Shu's a nutcase. I'd say he probably had a better BAP than a bunch of the guys on here. His Zen always puts in the work. Like, that's a given. I don't think Shu's S either. I agree. Shu's just, like, all around good, and I think he's going to kill it with the Gladiators this year. I think he's going to kill it. I really do. Alarm and Violet are better than Shu. Yeah. Shu, 4th best flex support in your opinion. I think that's a really fair take. Ooh, Gangnam Jin. Another really good player that I genuinely enjoyed watching. You might have to move Molly down considering the number of A-tier players. We'll see. Gangnam Jin has to be an A-tier. No doubt about it. Maybe slightly above Jonak. Yeah, I'll put him above Jonak. Or maybe I'll put him below Jonak. Above Jonak, below Jonak. I'll put him above Jonak. What I like about Gangnam Jin, I've mentioned this before on the channel, I think he just has a really smart way of playing the game and the way he approaches everything. I feel like it's very calculated. And as a result, he doesn't, like, find himself out of position a lot. He doesn't make a lot of those stupid feeding mistakes that you see other really aggressive flex supports do, like Jonak, for example. And then he still puts in the work. Like, Ana, one of the better Ana players in the league. His Zen was kind of underrated, I feel like. Just all around. I like Gangnam Jin's style of play a ton. And I think that as Florida transform, you're going to see him continue to be like that, one of those consistent centerpieces. So yeah. What a great way to make a choice. My boy Gangnam Jin is top tier because he makes good life choices. Boombox? Boombox is another questionable one. They put him in for like double flex support situations and stuff like that. I remember also they like played Alarm on Brig that one time and they moved him over to like BAP or whatever it was. I think a lot of people overrate Izayaki because he plays on Shanghai. I think that's a fair take. Did Boombox play enough in your guys' opinion? Because I don't know if he played enough. Wait, did he play in Summer Showdown? He did, right? I'm pretty sure he played in Summer Showdown. Yeah? We'll rank him then. I'm very forgetful. I liked his BAP, but that's just about all he did, right? He also played with chips, so this is true. Yep. Played a lot of BAP. Alright, well, I'll rank him then. Benched Astro for the last 6 maps. We'll put Boombox in here. I feel like his play just, I don't remember it that much. I feel like he's like somewhere around here. I'd put him above Badoshin, I guess. Maybe above, put him like top C. Like here, maybe. I guess. I don't really know. He didn't do anything terrible on BAP, so I'll give him the, like, mid to high C. Is that Byram? Oh my god. It is Byram. Yo. Byram. That guy. This is another tough one. He, like, comes in for double flex support stuff. He played Zen a handful of times. Did you know Gangnam Jin played Lucio? Yep. Zen God Byram. Byram genuinely was kind of good at Zen. But that's basically all he did, right? I'll put him above Dogman, I guess. Why not? Yeah, he's a Zen specialist. It's so hard. The Florida Boombox. B at most, yeah. I don't know with him. Hip. Another guy almost completely forgot about because he's retired. I don't like... It's so weird ranking retired players, but like... How much did Hip play again? Played up until like... week 4 or something like that. He played enough. At least 10 games, yeah. I thought Gray was like slightly better. Played up till week 6. He played more than Gray. Played up until COVID. You're right, he was there when they beat Fusion. Again, they're like equal. It doesn't really matter the placement. They're about equal. I don't really see a difference. He slapped Alarm on Zen, not joking. I kind of remember that. Hip's pretty good in Valorant. Glad to see he's doing something. He's doing well in something else. Luffy looks like Lip. I'd have to pull up a picture to compare. Luffy. Also played in Summer Showdown. Played a lot of BAP. I remember him playing Ana. He looked pretty good. I'd give him a B. I'll give Luffy a B. Why not? Luffy looked really strong when he played. Maybe I'll put him like here. Alarm overrated? I don't know about that one, Chief. I'm putting Alarm up here, though. Arguably the #1 flex support, but I think Violet kind of peaked a little bit higher as the season came to an end. So I kind of like putting Alarm slightly below. Like, they're very, very close. Like, Alarm definitely has like a better Ana than Violet, but Violet has like a slight edge on like your Zens and your Baps and of the world and stuff. Really, really close. Like, they play all the typical flex support heroes at like a very similar level. They can both flex onto other things like Brig very well. Violet way better than Alarm? I don't know about that one. It's very close in my opinion. I think maybe Violet's like a little more flashy, so I think a lot of people kind of like are more drawn to that. I'd say Violet definitely is better. Like, halfway through the year, I thought Alarm was like the clear-cut #1 flex support. And like, to be fair, he continued to put up really good numbers as the season kept going on and on. But I feel like Violet just like kept climbing higher and higher and higher. No disrespect to Alarm. An absolute monster of a player. He 1v1 in a pocketed Widow and won in Grand Finals. Exactly. Next is Twilight. Another S tier flex support. The final S tier flex support actually on my list, I think. Twilight didn't play a ton because of like the Vancouver situation and the Shock wanting to play a lot of their typical Moth-Violet combo. But when the Shock played double flex support, he looked like an absolute god on the Baptiste. And then there were the times where he played Ana. I remember in particular, he was really clutch on that character. I think it was against Philly in the Countdown Cup finals. Really, really strong. He like goes for like these risky plays, but they often work. Because I just think he's like, his way of thinking is like just on a next level. And then obviously his mechanics are some of the best you'll ever see. Kind of sad he didn't really get to play a lot of Zen this year. Because he's always been really good at that character too. I thought Twilight played enough. Why did this message get held? Ooh, Myung-Bung. That's another A tier for sure. Yeah, now that you guys are saying it, I think I probably am going to move Molly to B. So that way we can put Myung-Bung in the A range. Maybe like slightly below or above Jonak, somewhere around there. Very comparable. I'll give Jonak the benefit of the doubt, I suppose, but it's really close. Myung-Bung is really, really good. Easily just like this. His BAP wasn't that good. Yeah, but his Ana was insane. Like, he carried Boston in and out all the time. Kinda an Ana one trick. I really don't agree with that, personally. Dividing links on Molly are perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna give Myung-Bung the A though. I might put Lasher above him though. I'll do that. Or yeah, we'll leave it at that. Sure. I like that. Myung-Bung, really good player, but I can understand if you disagree because like he played on Boston, so of course he's gonna kind of like shine above the rest of them. It's Boston. But just in my personal opinion from watching him play, this is where he like around where he ranks among the league's flex supports. Valiant bias is real. Fine, I'll put him I'll put him back below. Doesn't really matter. They're really close. I'll keep it like that though. Raucous. D tier. Raucous is pretty good at Valorant. See, I don't really know much about Valorant, but I'm glad that he plays well on Sova. Don't really know who that is. Raucous, definitely D tier. I mean, obviously, in reality, he's the best player ever, but because people hate me if I put him there, we're putting him like D, maybe C minus. Raucous is not good at Valorant. See, I wouldn't know. Valorant version of Hanzo. Hot take, Myung-Bung Ana was better than Alarm because he's putting up equal numbers on a terrible team. That's a fair argument, I would say. Sova's a Russian Hanzo. Raucous is the second worst player on his team. Yeah, I'm still just going to put Raucous there, though, I think. Aim God's like a C. Maybe like here. Or like above Badoshin. That looks good. And now my chat's a Valorant chat. You think Aim God's B? I don't think, like, I part of me feels like Aim God was, like, slightly held back by the Justice, especially like early on. But he still did like try his best and put up some decent numbers on a bad team. But like when Justice got better, I feel like he was a weak link. So it kind of like evens out. I don't know. Maybe I'll put him above Boombox and Bebe. I guess. Under Crimzo, above Bebe. Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. Like, everything he played was just alright. I don't know how else to really explain it. I thought he put up some decent numbers on like Zen and Ana, but it didn't really translate that much to the Justice like in-game performances. I think he made some positioning errors and just he didn't play like just genuinely he did not play as well as he did on Boston in season 2. And I thought he was pretty good back then. The thing, Asian Katana, the thing is, like, yeah, I agree with you. Gray and Hip did kind of play well this season, but flex support's a very stacked position, so I don't really feel right ranking them super high, if that makes any sense. Ooh, is this Hiley? Hiley makes the B- in my opinion. I thought Hiley's BAP was, like, sick. Hiley's BAP was insane on London. Like, when he was on that character, I felt like London was actually a somewhat capable team. Very, very solid. His Ana wasn't the best. Like, he wasn't that great on everything else, but he played a ton of BAP this year, and it was really good. So I'll leave it at that. Like a B-. Ooh, Fielder, the ping god. The ping god, there he is. He's in the A range, no doubt about it. I think it's fair to put him above Lastro. I understand the argument of like putting him S because he like balled out on ping. But I'll put him above Jonak. His BAP was better than Jonak's, that's for sure. He had a lot of sleeps on high ping. He was like a reliable player even though he was at a disadvantage, which I think is so sick. I can't put him S though. I think that's just overrating him at that point. Where is Jaehong? He's not on here, sadly. I apologize for that. I mean, if he was on here, he'd be like probably like B range. If that makes you feel any better. Fielder S- or A+. I don't know. Maybe he's better than Izayaki. Maybe I should shift Izayaki down a little bit. Let me think. Did Fielder have a bigger impact than Izayaki? Am I overrating Izayaki too much because he played on Shanghai? I'm trying not to look at chat right now. Because I want this to be my decision and mine alone. I would say, yeah, I'm probably overrating Izayaki. I'm going to move him down. I'm actually a lot happier with how that looks, I think. That's pretty fair. But yeah, Fielder's a baller. Love this guy. I think on Dallas he's going to be a nutcase. When he's going to be on normal ping, hopefully. Will you play Pokemon after this tier list? No. I'm going to save Pokemon for a different day. Maybe this weekend. Creative high A, low S. Sheesh. That's, I think, overrating him. We'll get to him in a sec. Krillin. Pretty average. Probably like here or something. I don't have much to say about Krillin. He just existed. When you're going to do your next tier list, I'm not too sure yet. I'll figure it out. That's a lot in C. Yeah, I might have to make some adjustments, but not much to say about Krillin. He came in for like double flex support stuff. Him and Hiley kind of like traded off a lot during the early stages of the year, but Hiley was clearly a bit better. Creative, though. Creative only really played during the playoffs, but he did have a very high impact Ana. So I think like maybe slightly below Molly is very, very reasonable. I'm not sure what you guys think, but that's how I think. He hit a lot of good biotic grenades. I liked his cooldown usage on Ana. He mostly only played Ana, so you can't judge his hero pool completely. But for what he did play, I think he's like high B. Stats don't mean a lot. I think it depends on who you're talking to. Some people value stats more than others, like myself, for example. Creative high A, low S. I think that's just overrating him at that point. Jonak is a feeder. Alright, maybe we should make some adjustments here because this C tier is kind of a mess. We might have to just put some people in D, I think. Maybe I'll move Dogman and Krillin down to D. Or do I want to... No, I kind of want to keep Krillin. No, Krillin wasn't that good. I'll put Krillin high D, I think. Did I do main support? Yeah, I already did main support, so I'll show it again in a second. Maybe I'll put Dog... Maybe Dogman was a little better than Krillin. But, like... There's really not that much of a difference. Dogman was never doing anything crazy for Atlanta this year. They tried to replace him. Crimzo, B, bright spot in a bad team. See, I don't really want to because, again, I feel like flex support's too stacked. I feel like putting him anything like higher than like a B- is just weird. I don't want to put him B. Rolf isn't that bad. Where's my man Iris? He's also not on here. I apologize for that. If he was here, he'd be like C. So if J-Hog was on here, probably somewhere B. If Iris was on here, he'd be C. Somewhere in C. Yeah. But overall, I think that's going to do it for the flex support list. I think it looks pretty ideal for my taste, personally. Obviously, you guys disagree. I've seen a lot of you disagree, but this is how I feel. I think it's pretty good the way it is. Poor Unko. Not enough playtime. They should have put Boink on main tank instead of hydration. You mean LR15? But yeah, if you're watching this after I did the stream, thank you for watching the flex support tier list. I'm sorry if I made you mauled greatly. But yeah, thank you. But that's pretty much it.